Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for Wednesday, October 13. This is just a 2-week chart. I think it's log scale, and it is log scale, and it's just got the bigger count on it, which is pretty much the standard really for this market. So we're looking at 1 and 2 in here, and we're looking for 3, 4 and 5 to take us up to about the 100, and then we'll have a corrective move here at the 100, 1 being the strongest number in the market, and then we'll have another push up here for this 1 and 2. So that's how I see it, and I think it's pretty sort of stock standard amongst Elliott people to a point, I'd imagine, something like that. But you can see that the market needs to push up higher. But the most, from this wave 2 to this wave 3 here, obviously this was the strongest point in the trend. It's the middle, isn't it? So this is the beginning. Every cycle's got a beginning, a middle, 2 to 3, I'd say. Or you could even say 2 to 3 here would be the middle as well. That's the middle of the middle. A beginning, a middle and an end. But even up here will be wave 4 and then wave 5 and so on. So yeah, look, it's probably one of the best trends out there, I'd imagine. Some of the commodity trends are also good as well, of course. Anyway, let's move along. So starting on the daily chart, and really just this is the bullish count, and there is a bearish count. We could need to look at that as well, of course. So in this case, there's one thing that I wanted to move around a little bit. I've been looking for wave 1 up here, and I don't think that's the case. It's possible, and I'll keep it there, but I'm thinking that we're going to be looking a little bit more like this, like we discussed yesterday. So wave 3 up here, and then a wave 4 here, and wave 5 coming in through here, something of this nature. So that's what I'm thinking. So we'll go back to let's go to the 4-hour chart first. So this is how I was thinking of it, from this wave 2 here of 1 and 2 here, and then counting up here for 3, 4 and 5. Now I don't even think that that's correct at this point, so we could even put that up there now and this here, because it's not in line with the other markets. So we'll put that up to there and put that there. So, but I'll keep this one here just for the sake of it. But we should be seeing 5 waves up here, and then if we do get a larger correction here, then we'll know what it is. But I think that will be a wave 4 at that point. And what I mean by that is that if I go to the 2-hour chart, I think it is, we were looking at this yesterday. We're working it in a slightly different way. So we're putting wave 1 here with wave 2 here, and then looking at all of this here as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and we'll look for the 3rd wave. So we're looking for the 4th wave to pull back in here. So that's pulled back nicely from yesterday, roughly to the 38.2%, or the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. So we've got that bounce there, and I also see to the crypto index, which is a little bit more like, just bring that across here a little bit. It also in a 4th wave as well here. So, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So a slightly different count. This would be more like Ethereum, which we'll look at in a moment. But that 4th wave pulling back here was my point really at that stage. So so what we can look for here, of course, is just 5 waves up, and it may not take us to that. I think we need to acknowledge 60,000. There's lots of important levels here. I really like the 62, the number 62, which of course is in 61.8. It played a little part in this last time we were up at around this price point. 618. It's just geometry thing really, because we're using the price here as a Fibonacci relationship between the numbers. It ties in nicely with the Fibonacci extensions and retracements and the rest of it. There's many roads to Rome, so to speak. Yeah, so anyway, following on from yesterday here, we can look at, we'll take a closer look at this, of course, but it does look like it's in 3 waves here as an ABC. It may get a bit more complicated, but otherwise we'll just be looking for a move up, and let's just take it up to 60. It could go to 62 and then have a correction across here, and then we're sort of near the old highs here. And also what I want to say about the old highs is that when you're looking at double tops, they're never the end of the trend. Well, they were Gann's words actually. So we'll have a double top here, and of course, you know, we can expect the market to vibrate here because it'll be emotional. You know, people will be taking profit after this trend, and being the old high here, they'll expect it to pull back. But I can say to you that, in Gann's words, that a double top is never the end of a bull campaign, I think he called it. And yeah, so that's something just to be aware of. You know, I've held that with me for a long time, and it's helped me a lot not to, you know, to take profit if you wanted to, but not to get out. Double top was never the end of the trend, you know. So yeah, so anyway, just wanted to point that out. 65 is also medium levels, halfway between 2 major levels, 50 and 80. And yeah, so we'll see a classic trading levels pattern across here before seeing further upside. So just coming back to this particular point here, so all being equal here, we should see a move up in 5 waves up into the 60,000. The 58 here will also play a part. We might need to go to the intraday to that. So when I go to the hourly chart, I'll have the old count on it, which is okay. I still want to muck around with this a little bit. So yesterday with this, we just basically counted up. We put wave 4 here, which I don't like, but then we counted up as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1, and back for 2 and up for 3, 4, 5 for the top here. So we got the top, but I just think that we need to come out and look at this a little bit differently at this point. So even if this is 1 up here, I'll keep this count going at this point, and we'll need to bring that over here, and we can use these over here because we'll be looking for 5 waves to the upside. We'll have a closer look at these in a moment, just that little trend going up there, and we'll put that there. That can go over to there. We'll have to put this here and this here, so I'll just be rejigging a few things. I need to put that there. So that could also go there as well. I think that's better suited there. Anyway, I'll work on that. I just don't want to lose this. Just want to keep this structure here, because if it pulls back fast and hard, then we'll know. You know, I just want to be aware of this ABC correction here if we get it. You know. Let's just go in here and just check on these guys. Might go to the 10 tick. Okay, so we can go one and 2 here, 1, 2. So we can probably go 1 here and 2 here for that. Five and fill out the dots later, but it just gives you a bit of an idea of where we're sort of heading. But just wanted to really bring in, well, a couple of things here. If we can just bring this back a bit here. This is where we were yesterday, so we got a correction, but and that's all fine. That's the A wave, the B wave. We'll have to look at that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the third, fourth, and fifth, or that could be the fourth there. No biggie. We just want to be back above the 61.8% of that, which we are. So getting support on this number here, 56. There we go, 56,500 again, the lower end of Group 2. That's been a really important level for a while. The other thing here is that I think it's worth noting is, we talked about this yesterday as well, is the 57,500. That was my target to the upside, because it was the 78.6 retracement level from, which just go back as good to know. So that was our target going to the upside here at 57,000, whatever, 500 or 700 or whatever it was. So yeah, and we got sold off there. So the damage that it was going to do is already done now. Do you know? It will play out again because we're looking at the market to basically push up to, say, 60, maybe a little bit higher, and then have another correction here. So that number's going to play out here. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be, we're not finished with it, put it that way. That's what I'm trying to say. So in that case, we'll probably put that there as a wave 3 and 4 there, and then look for the wave 5 to go up. We also need this here, roughly, this move here. We need to see that longer in wave 3, from 2 to 3 here. So we want to see, you know, if that can take us up to the 65,000, then that makes a lot of sense to me. It's not a really extended third wave, but after all, we're in the fifth wave, you know. So from this wave 4 here, probably already got it up there, we're in that fifth wave, you know. We're looking to take us up to the you know, closer to the 100,000 mark. Surely I've got a 5 there now. That's the psychological finishing line. So Santa is on his way. Let's go and check. I'll just go back to the crypto index here, because Ethereum's very much like this as well. Now, we can count this differently as well, but this is the most conservative count, and it will put it in line with Bitcoin at that point. So let's just have a look at ETH. Okay, so here's ETH here. We were looking at this yesterday. Didn't really get off the ground, but it didn't make a new low there either. So we can still just put that there, but we had this other wave 4 to come into play here. Let's just see how that plays out. Doesn't look very corrective here, looks more impulsive, so that maybe that wave 4 needs to go there. I'll do some work on that offline, but in a nutshell, we'd been looking at it in very simple terms as wave 1 and 2 here, and then going up for 3 and coming back for 4 here. So it looks like it's ugly enough to be a fourth wave. So that kind of fits. It does look like we could look at that as an impulsive wave to the downside. We should just really check on that little move there, which I'll do on the tick chart in a moment. But also too, we wanted to look at it as an A wave, as a B wave, and then going up for a C wave here. Because if it was going to fail, that's where it's going to fail from. Yeah. So I'm pretty clear about that. The only other count that we can put in this is looking at this as wave 1 here and putting wave 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for that. You could even put that there because I can count 5 waves in that on Bitcoin. I did check it there, which would leave this as wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C for wave 2 at that point. So we could have an extra wave here. So even when we push up here, right, let's just say that we push up into wave 5 here, then I still just want to be sure. We could also put, because of this count could be looked at in various ways, we need to put that there as well. In fact, what we need to do is we need to put, I'm going to put it to the side over here, and we'll put wave C there, and we'll put wave B there, and wave A there, just so it's a little bit different and we can see that it's, and I'll keep these over here, save them for Ron, whoever Ron is later on. And there we go. Happy as Larry, whoever Larry is. Ron and Larry. Okay, so Australian joke. Okay, so that's that. I just do want to have a look in here, so I'm just going to go to the 20 tick chart and I'll just bring in a bit more data. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an ABC. So that looks okay as wave 1 and 2 here. You know, that's looking quite good. But I still want to have a look back a bit further, so I'll have to go back here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, correction there. Not sure about that dude, an A and a B and a C. Nah, it doesn't figure out. That would have to be part of that. Oh, the A, the B and the C, that's still a bit rough and ready there as well. This one over here I wanted to have a bit of a look at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So that's there. So that looks impulsive from that point. So I just want to have a quick look. So just to recap, it is possible to look at that as 5 waves, but this also could be counted as 5 waves as well. That's 5 waves, that's corrective. I think we're going straight up from here. Well, that's your balance line there. So long traders would need that there. So you could go 3,500 and 30, because that will be the top of group 1. So just take it up a notch. So 35.30 as a support would create the long trades, because you're flipping the weight of the market to the bullish side at that point. Alrighty. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that. I just want to go back to that hourly chart now just to get my bearings on this. Yeah, right. So, yeah, we can count that up as 5 waves. We can also count that up as 5 waves. So wave 4, I'll leave wave 4 here for the time being, because that's when the other ones... Let's have a look at that crypto index. Where did that go? Just the top 10. Yeah, we had an extra low here on this, so as the wave 4. So with Ethereum we could have it this wave 4 here. So I think what I'll do is I'll dump that, put that there, and look for this 5 wave sequence. And if we do, when we get to the top and we need another move, then we'll come back and we'll know where to look to get it. But this will just keep us conservative as well. Otherwise, we don't want to get too hopeful. And you know at 30, it's at, we know at 35.30, even at 3500 as a nice classic trading levels pattern, you get away with that, but 35.30 would just flip it to the upside at that point. So we don't need those. That's the wave 4, so that's done and dusted. We don't need that. Didn't quite pull back to there, so is what it is, but we know that they're not pulling back there, so the market's still quite strong. That's it, really. So, I mean, at 4,000, one way or another, even if we call that wave 1 and we've come back for wave 2 here, or whichever way we do look at that, we might look at this completely different as well as one. Yeah, anyway, we'll see. We'll see. But it doesn't matter. There's going to be a correction at the 4,000, and it'll be some sort of classic trading levels pattern, and we'll move in when it's ready, you know, simple as that. And that's a medium level there, so that carries a fair bit of weight. Put that over there. Yeah, we don't want that low going out, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want that low being breached. I'll just put that in red in case you've got stops in there. We got long orders in there. Because if on a bearish mode, we could get 5 waves out of that. I mean, that looks impulsive, but still, this also looks impulsive here as well. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, so coming back up here and dropping again. So even this, you could even put it under this low here for that, and you could probably get it a bit higher as well. But yeah, for leveraged traders, then you don't want to be going any lower than that. You don't want that to fall out of bed at that point. And you're really looking for that 3,500 here, the midpoint, the 500, 5 the second strongest number. It's not support yet, is it? It's not sitting on there as a robust support, but that's what you'd be looking for. Okay. Okay, that's enough. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.